Hi, friends and family. Welcome back to part 3. I'm so excited about this one. This has been the sweetest provision from God. Also a very humbling one as we're leaning in and saying, God, we've never done this. We almost sometimes feel like it's like Moses and he's like, God, you could just use someone else, right? Because there's someone that must be better in speech than me, or someone more equipped or more talented, or and the Lord chooses you and he chooses us, and he chooses the ones who will say yes and be willing to allow him to lead. So if you haven't listened to part 1 or 2, I'd encourage you to go back and do that. But in part 1, I shared one of the main 2 verses that we actually have been really leaning into. And one of them is, many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. Along with the one that says, if the Lord does not build the house, those that labor in vain. And so this is something that we're like, Lord, test us and know us, lead us in the way where we're not trying to build our own house and we're trying to make it happen. And Aaron and I are very much so, we're go-getters, we feel vision, we've got conviction, and we're gonna see it happen. We're gonna remove obstacles, we're gonna remove all plan Bs that stop us from saying yes. And so in past seasons, sometimes it's felt like we're just reaching forward and really aggressively grabbing something and going for it. And in this season, the Lord's been teaching us more about this gentle leading, this way of rest and this way of trust. And so in that area, one has been our home. And I'm sure many of you have wondered, where are they living? And so on our trips out here, we've actually been able to visit. There's 4 different parts to Uchiko, and they're separated by maybe a 5-10 minute drive, sometimes 20 minutes out. And it gets to where it's where the main people are, to more rural, and it goes further and further. And so on that trip, our the last multiple trips we had come out on, we kept sensing that the Lord was wanting to put us on this one main street within Uchiko. It is a historical preserved district within Uchiko that many tourists come actually on, and also a lot of pilgrims who are doing this Buddhist walking trail. And so we wanted to be on this road where we can interact and intersect with people visiting and people that are on this journey and be able to speak with them and encounter them. And then we've wanted to be in this place where all these locals are gathering. The kids are walking to school along this road. The locals are opening cafes or little shops out of the first floors of their home. And it's a place of everyone intersecting, this big pool of people intersecting. The city officials are coming down the road and they're working on ways to preserve the city and excel it. And there's a community of people that are coming together and they're working towards the city's growth. And it's this beautiful thing where there's this interaction, this flow of interaction happening. And so during our trip in America, we kept getting these words that we would have this place where we could host people, and there would be a place of hospitality and invitation we can bring them into. And many people prophesied that there would be a business. From the first of the year, it's been business. And as we've processed it, we were feeling like, we want to be integrated into the town and the community. We want to be serving. We want to be a part of what's happening. And we want a way where we can put our hands to work alongside the community while inviting people into a space that we're hosting the presence of God. So while we're doing that and praying for that and just laying it back down to him over and over again and saying, only if it's your will, Lord, because who are we to begin a business? And who are we to start something like this that we've never done? And so it's maybe early July or so, and there's still not homes available. When I'm looking at the website, still I'm not hearing anything from the locals. And then a little bit after that, it comes available, this home, and it's on the main walking street, and it has a shop on the first floor, and the second floor is a living space. So as we began to talk with one of the locals about this home, she began to say that her friends know the owners directly and that they would talk with them for us. And she said, Sarah, I just feel like God has prepared this home just for your family. And so we came back to Japan, and within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, Aaron flew out to Uchiko to look for a home. We were told many things from the realtor about ways that it wouldn't work for us to rent. They were saying they might not even be willing to show us any places. And then with the turn of events and provision to be able to meet the requirements needed, Aaron was able to come and view this house. This is one place that they were willing to let us see and view. They didn't show us any other properties. And when Aaron went into the backyard of the place, there was a well. And I don't know if you remember from part 1, but the Lord said, find the well. And we established Ito House, the well house. There's a real well in the backyard that's been there for a long time. And we're so excited to get it up and running and working. and to establish a shop on the first floor, that it blesses the community, creates a space where we can invite people with visas to come over, and starts what we call the Edo House. There's so many things to this in the way that the Lord has provided, but He's put us on the street full of people connecting. Every time we leave our house, we're with our neighbors, and they're coming into our shop downstairs just to linger. It's unfinished, full of our boxes and trash that needs to be thrown away. And they'll just sit in there with us for an hour, just talking to us to get to know us, or invite us into their shops to linger and spend time. And we're in just the perfect location for connection and community and relationship with the locals, the tourists, and the pilgrims. And so we're so thankful for that. We're so excited about this next step with the shop. And in the coming weeks, or maybe a few videos later, we're going to share more vision for that and ways that you can be a part.